Today we're fixing up some Easter deviled eggs, and y'all, I think you're just gonna love this recipe because it's really a fun one to make. And if you have kids or grandkids, then this is a really fun recipe that you can do with them. Hi, if you're new here, I'm Melissa Diane. So I'm gonna go ahead now and jump into all the ingredients and different things that you're gonna need to make these wonderful Easter deviled eggs. First of all, for your eggs, you wanna go ahead and get you some eggs that are hard boiled. I have a couple of different ways that I like to do those to where it makes them super easy to peel, and I will link both of those videos in the description section, and also I'll make sure at least one of them pops up at the end of the video for you. So I've got 8 eggs that I've got hard boiled here, so that's going to give us 16 deviled eggs. You want to have then to mix together for your for the insides there of your deviled eggs. I'm just going to use a few simple ingredients. I do have a video where it talks about the ultimate deviled eggs, and I'll link that one for you also. But these are some nice, simple, some really good flavors for your Easter dinner. We're going to be using a little bit of Miracle Whip, a little bit of some spicy brown mustard, but not too much. We're going to use some pickle relish, a little bit of onion powder, and then I have something different here that I'm betting that you may have never seen before, because I came across this a few months back, and it's called lime pepper, and it's bright and green. And I got an idea a while ago. I thought, you know what? Instead of putting on top of the eggs, because usually, I'll put paprika, right? That's what you put on traditional deviled eggs, and that's what I put on my ultimate deviled eggs. But I thought for Easter, I just really don't want red. I like more pastel colors. So I'm going to put this lime pepper on top, and I think it's just going to look beautiful. And then I tasted it again a while ago, y'all. This has got the sweetest, the best taste, this lime pepper. And I bet you can get this on Amazon. So I will look, and if I can find a link, I will also put that in the description for you. Along with this, to make these really Eastery, you gotta have something colorful, right? So we're gonna use some food coloring to give us some pastel colors for our deviled eggs. And I've got a couple of different kinds here. I've got some Adams extract food coloring, and then I've got some Wilton gel food colors, and I think they pretty much are about the same. And so, but I wanted to give you a couple of different options, and then you need to have some bowls for the different colors that you're going to mix. And I've got some big bowls here so I can fill them up with water so you can see a little bit easier what we're doing. So I think that's really it, and you just need, one little bowl here to mix up your the insides there of your eggs, and I think, y'all, that's really just about all you need. So I think the first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to scoot all these items over here, and I think first thing we're going to do is we're just going to get our deviled eggs split in half. And then once we've done that, once we get our deviled eggs all split in half, we're going to take them and very carefully spoon out the insides into our little bowl here. But I think this is just, y'all, this is just one of the funnest recipes that I have done, and it turns out just beautiful for your Easter dinner. And when you're doing this, y'all, and you have company come over for Easter dinner, this looks like it's a really hard thing to do, but it's not. You're going to see that it's really simple. I haven't done this for Easter. What I've done this for is I actually did July 4th, and I did some July 4th deviled eggs. So we're going to do this for Easter, and I think it's just going to be wonderful. Okay, now, so we've got this, we've got these all cut in half, and then I'm just going to take, you can use a little spoon, or I use one of these little things. It's like a little cheese spreader, and it just seems to fit the curve just perfect. And so I'll just go in here and just plop the insides of these little eggs out. So I'm going to do this for all of them. And then once I've done that, I will be right back, and I'm going to show you how we're going to mix these all up. Now what I have done here is I have gone ahead and I have took I took all of those, the egg yolks, I took those and I crumbled them. You want to take those egg yolks, pop them, of course, all out like we did of those eggs, and then really when you're stirring those up, you want to crumble them so then they're all really, really crumbly. Then after that, what I did is I took a little bit of my golden mustard, put some of that in here. Actually, this is spicy brown. It's Golden's spicy brown mustard. Put a good amount of that, and I'll put the measurements in the description below the video for you. Put some of that in. I put in a little bit of Miracle Whip. And then you'll notice when you're doing that, if you haven't done this before, that it's a little thick. So when you put in there your pickle relish, put quite a bit of that in there. I think I put about actually 4 spoonfuls of relish in here. And when you do that, that liquid really helps to loosen that up. And then a little bit of onion powder. I put a little onion powder in here, mixed all of that up. And now what I'm going to do with it, I'm going to go put this in the fridge so it can get a little bit colder while we're working on our water. Okay, now, so what I'm ready to do is I'm going to put some water in my bowls. Now, you can use much smaller bowls than this, but I wanted to, oops, I'm splashing. I wanted you to be able to see well, so I went through my kitchen and I found every clear bowl I could find. So you can see the different colors that we're going to put in here. And I may have to go get some more water because it needs to be deep enough to cover the eggs when we put them in here. So let me get a little more water. I'll be right back. I think I'll just use the pot filler. I think I'm just going to use the pot filler over here. Make that a little bit easier. Okay, I think that should be good. Okay, let's push that back. Okay. Yeah, they just need to be able to float around. That's plenty of water. Yep, I think we're good. Let's sit that over here. Okay, now we're going to get our food coloring. And so I'm wanting these to just be, you know, like pastels. So they don't have to be like super, super dark colors. But let's see, I'm going to put some green over here. I'm just going to start out with a drop and we'll see how we do. And we'll just stir that around. That's just one drop. Look at that. Oh my gosh. That's vibrant. Now we're going to put a drop here. These will be our pink ones. Stir that around. Now let's look at, well, look here. Let's look at, I just want, really y'all, here's some blue. I just want like a light blue. So I think if you just leave them in, because that's red. So I think I'm going to go ahead and leave the red like that because I'm thinking if you just leave them in there for a short period of time, then maybe it'll still be pink. So we're going to try that. So we're going to try yellow over here. I think that's supposed to be yellow. Yes, it is. There's the yellow. And now I'm going to get creative because I want a little purple, but I want like just a lavender. So let me put like a half a drop, if I can do a half a drop. Shake it, yeah. A little blue. Let's mix that around. And then I'm going to put a little drop of red. We'll see what happens. This is either going to be purple or brown. We'll find out. And that does look purple. Yay! Well, I'll tell you what, we're just so good. Yay! Okay, so I think it's just all going to depend on how long we leave them in. All right, so now what I did was, let me show you something real quick. I took all of these eggs and the easiest thing to do, y'all, is take them to the sink. So I took them to the sink and then I just rinsed them really well to get any extra of that yolk off. Okay, now let's check these and see how we're doing. I'm going to check over here first of all. And this red one, yes, this is going to be pink. I can tell that it's starting to take on a pink hue, so we're going to be fine. Over here, the blue, I can tell it's starting to take on a light blue, so we're going to be good. So because of that, I just didn't want them to get too dark. I'm going to go ahead and put another red one in here. Let's check these green ones. These green ones, we're going to have to go a little bit longer. Yep, all of these are, but definitely the green. Let's see how yellow's doing. You can't tell from there, but yes, we're doing good. And you just want to turn them over every so often so you don't get like a white spot on the bottom, because you know they might settle on the bottom. So I like to try to get them to where they're face down, I guess is the best way to describe it. That way everything that you see will actually get colored. So let's turn these all over. There we go. And you can put a little more food coloring in, I guess if you wanted that food coloring to be darker, okay? I need to put a little more water there. And then the purple ones, I can tell that those are gonna end up light colored too. So we're gonna let these sit for probably about another 10 minutes and then we'll be back. Okay, now y'all, this has only been about another, let me move these over. It was only about maybe 5 minutes and I checked the blue ones. Let me put this up here closer to the camera. I checked the blue ones and they're good. They're kind of that pastel color is what I'm looking for. So I'm gonna go ahead and reach in here and I'm gonna take out the blue ones, okay. And I think, hang on, before I do that, I'm gonna wipe my fingers off. I'm gonna have blue, lovely little blue fingers. Okay. Let's do that. I'm gonna get some gloves. Okay, so I went and got some gloves on. And I'm just gonna reach in here and I'm gonna pull out. I don't wanna use tongs or anything because I don't wanna tear them. Okay. So I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna go ahead and put them right there on our little tray. Okay, let's look at the red. Maybe the red's ready. Yeah. The red's good because we just want pink. There we go. Oh, it's absolutely perfect. Okay, so I think we gotta let these sit for a little bit longer and then we'll come back. Look at this, y'all. I am so excited because I just think these have turned out beautiful. Now we're getting ready to stuff them, but they turned out a little bit, let me show you, a little bit darker than I was wanting. I thought I wanted more of a pastel look, but I like this. This is a darker pastel instead of a light pastel. And now one thing I have noticed is that once you take them out of the dyed water and you sit them here and they sit for just a little bit, they've been sitting, some of them have been sitting about 15 minutes. The color is gonna deepen. So when you take it out, if you think they're not really colored, let them sit a little bit and then they will deepen in color. But y'all, I think these turned out great. I think that the yellow and the green, they had to sit in there for about 25 minutes. And a couple of the other ones that they came out much sooner. So let's go ahead now and I'm gonna take our filling and I'm gonna fill each one of these up all the way to the top and then I'll be right back to show you what we're gonna use for our topping. Okay, so I think now, and I'll bring you up closer here in just a second, I think what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna take these, y'all look at this. These have just turned out so good. I'm so happy with them, they turned out great. I'm gonna take just a little bit of this little lime right here, this is a lime pepper, and it just has a little tint of pepper to it. And I'm just gonna sprinkle, let me try over here to see how much this comes out. Okay, let me see what it's gonna look like. I'm just gonna sprinkle a little bit of this on the top of these. There we go. And it just gives this a little bit of a green tint. Instead of doing like paprika, you know, like you do a lot. It just has a little bit of a green color. You could also take a little bit of some parsley. If you had some fresh parsley and put a few little green sprigs of fresh parsley on there, that would also look good. So this just gives it a little bit of a pop, I think. Okay, so real quickly, let me do this and I'm gonna bring you around here to look. Oh wow, y'all, look at this. These just turned out so good. And I put some of that lime pepper there on the top. The colors just turned out fantastic. Now be sure and check out that next video that's popping up and I will see you over there in a few minutes. Bye-bye.